Aesthetic features and stylistic devices. Miss Patterson. Year 11 English. Learning goals. By the end of this lesson, students will be able to define aesthetic features and stylistic devices and explain their differences. Identify aesthetic and stylistic elements in a range of text types. Analyze how these elements are used to position readers and shape meaning. Apply aesthetic and stylistic features purposefully in their own writing. What are aesthetic texts? Aesthetic texts are creative works, such as prose, novels, films, speeches, or plays, that are designed to provoke emotional or imaginative responses in the audience. Engaging with these kinds of texts helps us practice seeing the world through different lenses. It also helps build empathy by inviting us to feel what others might feel and put ourselves in others' shoes. Activity. Think. Pair. Share. Think of a text, book, movie, poem, song, that really made you feel something. Why do you think it had that effect? Think. Think silently and jot down your ideas. Pair. Pair up with a classmate and discuss your ideas. Share. Share your ideas with the rest of the class. The aesthetic dimension. The word aesthetic doesn't just mean something is beautiful. In English studies, it refers to the emotional, sensory, and intellectual responses a text can create. These responses come from how a text is constructed, such as through the use of language, imagery, structure, and sound. Aesthetic features are the elements in a text that create these reactions. They are closely tied to reader positioning, meaning they influence how the audience is encouraged to think, feel, or respond. What's the difference? Although the terms often overlap, they serve slightly different purposes. Aesthetic features. Aesthetic features are used to create mood, tone, and feeling. These features help to shape our emotional and imaginative response. Stylistic devices. Stylistic devices are the specific techniques and tools used to shape meaning. These include narrative voice, sentence structure, figurative language, and more. Their significance. Understanding how a text uses these techniques helps you analyze how authors position their readers or viewers. Appreciate the craft of writing and composing. Develop your own creative and persuasive writing. Write with a clear sense of purpose and audience. When you read with these features in mind, you also begin to write more consciously, choosing your language, structure, and style for effect. Examples of aesthetic features. Text type. Poetry. Prose. Spoken texts. Film. Drama. Examples of common aesthetic features. Poetry. Alliteration, assonance, imagery, metaphor, simile, personification, symbolism. Prose. Imagery, irony, metaphor, motif, personification, representation, symbolism. Spoken texts. Motif, rhetorical language, imagery, symbolism. Film. Cinematography, costuming, editing, motif, symbolism, screenplay structure. Drama. Dialogue, costuming, motif, style, symbolism. Examples of stylistic devices. Stylistic devices are the techniques writers use to organize ideas, create meaning, and shape audience response. Stylistic device. Explanation. Text structures. The way a text is organized and sequenced. Juxtaposition. Placing contrasting ideas or elements side by side. Narrative techniques. The voice, perspective, or method of narration used. Characterization. How characters are developed and revealed. Figurative language. Use of non-literal language like metaphor or symbolism. Rhetorical devices. Persuasive techniques like repetition or questions. Sentence structure. Variation in sentence length, rhythm, and grammar. Literary patterns. Repetition or variation of themes, motifs, or symbols. Sound devices. Techniques using sound, like rhyme or alliteration. Visual devices. Use of layout, color, font, or image in a text. Reading with the aesthetic in mind. The more you read aesthetically rich texts, the more you will understand how to craft your own writing in meaningful ways. Writers, including students, use the creative process to shape their texts, refining, experimenting, and making deliberate choices with language and structure. The end. Thanks for listening.